Thanks, guys. Nice job, man.
That was wonderful. Good morning. Good to see everyone. So welcome. And please check in on Facebook and, put your like up there. Post your like and where you are and what a wonderful time we're having here. But then silence your phone, please, so that we can all have a great service. You can get updates from the Sunday Bulletin, the email newspaper, Facebook, and website. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Pat Fenda. If you didn't know, hi. Good morning, everyone. Hey, sleeping mats for the homeless. Every fourth Sunday, join the care team to crochet plastic shopping bags into sleeping mats. And bags are wanted. They're going to be collected in Fellowship Hall. Our next meeting is Sunday, April 22nd, after the Sunday service. Oh, August. Yes, sorry. And I even have glasses on. Woohoo! I'll bring the other glasses next week. Outreach Summer Project. Support the Children's Board. Wow. When you go into our fellowship area, please look for all the school supplies. And thanks to everyone who brought the backpacks, snacks. Your generosity helps the school board kids start the year off right. And I work in an underprivileged school, and I know they need it. So special thanks to Norma Bernard and Kathy Arnold for putting that program together. Thanks, gals. That's really great. Back by popular demand, A Course in Miracles, now ongoing. No sign-up required every Thursday, 7 to 8:30 in Fellowship Hall. Love offering accepted. And thank you so much. Hey, we're playing it safe. Snacks are suspended out of abundance of caution. Darn. Food and beverage service in Fellowship Hall is temporarily suspended. Please stay to enjoy socializing. Hey, next week, bring your own snacks. Face masks are recommended in both the sanctuary and Fellowship Hall. Many thanks to everyone who provided helps and snacks this summer. Thank you. Jeff has explained this. The kids are too young to be vaccinated, and that's their area. So, in protecting them, we're going to do the right thing. That's good. Hey, mulchathon. Mulchathon. Is there a gold medal in that? The mulchathon. August 14th, 8 a.m. There will be free breakfast. Are you going to serve that outside? That'll be good. You're supposed to bring a rake, and wheelbarrows are needed as well. So help spread the mulch across the garden beds. Cardboard needed, recycling cardboard packaging, bring to Fellowship Hall to line the flower beds for mulching. That is great. If you have a birthday this week, raise your hand. Any birthday people? Oh, yay, Susanna. Yay, wonderful. And Linda Reed's birthday is today, and next week, Louis Key will have his first appearance as platform assistant, so be nice, or I'll hear about it. Okay. Have a great service.
Let's go ahead and sing happy birthday to Suzanne, to Linda, and anyone else watching out there. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, God loves you. Happy birthday to you. Yeah. Happy birthday.
Well, good morning.
Forgot I turned myself off when we were singing happy birthday. I want to thank Chris. Chris, thank you for being here this morning again. We're very blessed to have you. Thank you. And of course, I always want to thank Elliot, Michael, and Alvon, and Duncan, and David, and Michael Williams. He's somewhere out there. He is. I just want to say thank you to all of them for their support and their help. And we have a lot of new people here this morning. So if you get a chance, meet a face that you don't know, please, because we have 6 people today so far. So if you're new, I'd love for you to welcome people. We don't want to make them feel uncomfortable, but we want them to feel welcomed. And without our food service, it's tough to have that opportunity. So well, they can sing after. Yeah. And special thanks to Pat for being up here today. And I want to thank Emma. Back to Emma. I want to thank Emma because it's wonderful what she and I think Piper's here today because I met her friend. And it's great that we have so many people who support our programs and our spiritual community. All right, I have a couple of things. So Pat covered bringing wheelbarrows. I wanted to show where we're at on our fundraiser. So I also want to talk to you about our fundraiser. So for those that don't know, we were offered $5,000 with the idea of matching it. So we've been raising money to match that, but we wanted to go specifically to an outdoor gathering spot. Now, we don't necessarily want to call it our new courtyard because that's the past. But for now, we're calling it the courtyard because that's how we've advertised it. And it's also in our system that way. But I want you to envision what might be our new outdoor gathering area. We want to build up maybe pavers, maybe a labyrinth, maybe outdoor patio. We don't know. But we know that the money we've assigned to remodel Fellowship Hall, we would like to have a little separate amount of money that we can use for our space and not have to cut back on our indoor space. So that's what we're using it for, and plus we were blessed to have somebody offer that to us. So we should take advantage of that and count our blessings. So we are currently at $1,700, and that's pretty awesome. So we've only been at this a few weeks, and I'd say we're doing just great. So thank you to everybody. And if you decide to donate to that fund, please do it separately from your donations to the service because we can't split your money. So if you decide to do that, please mark it. Would you say, Gail?
Checks, definitely. Credit cards, no problem. We can split that.
Okay, credit cards we can split, checks no. Unless you rip them in half, Gail. How hard is that? And Duncan, do we have a slide? Yes. So I wanted to tell you, there's Julie and Mark after 468 miles in the Ragbray in Iowa. Is that awesome? Yeah, it's pretty awesome. And I believe they're headed to Alaska now. So, but they're not riding their bikes. They are. Just pointing that out. All right. 2 dates I want to put out there for you. Okay. The first one is mark your calendars for October 3rd. October 3rd is Peter Cater, who is a Golden Globe Award he's an Emmy Award winning, right? Emmy Award winning pianist. And he's holding a concert here. And so we are going to get first dibs again to those tickets. We're going to sell them in advance for $25 a piece. And if you come to the door that night, it's $30. Marketing to their own audience. So if you're interested, go online and listen to him. He's really impressive. I didn't know him until I listened to his music, but he is many-time Emmy Award-winning person. Just let's forget that. And then at the moment, We are planning an Oktoberfest for October 30th from 11 to 2 on a Saturday. That is all dependent upon COVID. So I'm just putting that out there. If we see it's not getting any better, clearly we're not going to have an open house and invite a bunch of people. But the plan is to have an outdoor event. It's the day before Halloween. We want to welcome our community and hopefully even bring more kids in to our environment. So mark the 3rd of October if you're interested. It's a Friday night. And October 30th, it's a Saturday. So 2 dates we have so far. And all right, I think those are my only notes here. So let's just take a big deep breath. And let's join together in saying our unity affirmation. There is only one power and one presence in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. All right, and our daily word today is about world peace. Oh, protected. I could have read the Sunday. How about we go to the Sunday? It's protected. And here's what it says. Through my openness with God, I feel protected. Sometimes at the mercy of a changing, tumultuous world I cannot control. Boy, perfect for our topic, surrender, today. Notice I'm wearing white for the topic of surrendering. I'm just saying. This is never true. Even though the chaos of the world may swirl around me, at the center of my being is a place of perfect peace and calm. Whenever I am in need of a safe refuge, I turn to God within to reach this place of tranquility and reclaim my feeling of security and protection. The sun always rises after the longest and darkest night. I remind myself of this truth and feel grateful as I allow the light of spiritual understanding to release and reclaim whatever power I may have unwittingly given to a fear-based thought. Fully in tune with the divine presence within me, I move safely and confidently through every challenging circumstance. And from 1 John, verse 4, the one who is in you is greater than the one who is in this world. It's a very wonderful and peaceful message for this day. I also just quickly want to make note, if you didn't notice, the better lighting behind our wings. That's thanks to Dave Troll. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, he came in and he lit the whole thing. It looks completely different. And I'm so grateful. So I know Dave and Margaret are on the other side of the state visiting Claire, Margaret's daughter. But if you're watching, thanks, Dave. All right, I'm going to hand it back to Elliot and the band. And by the way, for this day. Oh.
That's it. We're going to stand and sing thank you for this day. Will you guys stand up? Now, I know we got those mask faces this morning, but that's no excuse. We're going to teach you guys real quick how to sing this one, okay? We can kind of do it as a call and response. You guys are welcome to sing right along with me if you prefer, but it kind of goes a little something like this. Thank you for this day, Spirit, then you sing the same. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. That's right, this healing, this healing, this healing day. I think they got it. Hey. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Friends, speed it up a little bit here at the end. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Couple more times. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Yeah. I think you guys sing better with masks on your faces. I don't know how you do that. No, they said.
Good morning. Gotta remember to do that now. All right, so today we are continuing to talk about zeal. Our topic is I sing and dance for joy. What are the ways I express my joy? So our opening prayer today. Each day I have a choice as to how I will show up. I can choose to feel and express the joy that is mine, or I can choose to express gloom and doom. Is mine. Each time I am tempted to forget all of the blessings that are mine, I have only to reconnect with my indwelling spirit of life to be reminded that the joy is mine if I want it. I am a powerful being of light, and I choose to reflect the light that I am. Amen. So I think that's really good, as we're going to be starting school this week, so that everybody who is going back to school, either as a teacher or a student, you can express that light for all of the other people you're going to interact with at school. And if you guys all want to just keep all of the children and teachers in mind this week, because we are starting school this county on Tuesday, and I think Pinellas County on Wednesday. All right, so are we ready to go?
I am walking in the light, in the light, in the light. I am walking in the light of God. In the light, 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 in the light of God.
All right, thanks to Emma. And I just want to do a quick shout out to Elridge. I know you're watching today. I hope you're feeling better. To Susan, to Kathy, to Mason, and anyone else who's not feeling well who let me know this morning. We're sending lots of love, and we affirm your healing. I have two great stories today. This first one is about a wrestling coach. His name's Mike Schick. He works at Inglewood's Lemon Bay High School. And this is the coolest story. So he has been for years, they live in a small school, and for years he's had to raise money for the wrestling department. And so it's just natural that he does this every year, but he's been doing it through concerts and things like that. So this year he decided to challenge himself and walk the Appalachian Trail. Yes, 2,193 miles, 14 states. So he put a fundraiser out there for $25,000, and he raised almost 50. And here's what he said that I thought was so important. He said, I'm always preaching to these kids about setting goals and working hard towards something. And you know, I don't think I've ever put that in play, showing them that I could do the same. Coach Mike advertised his effort on social media and was shocked at the response. His initial goal was to raise $25,000. He raised $50,000. Although the trip wasn't easy and his feet have suffered some residual effects from the long walk, he sacrificed his body to teach a lesson to his players to work hard and never give up. It's pretty awesome. Yeah. Look, that's a pretty bold goal for any of us. So, all right, second story. This is really local, so if you want to go check it out, You may have already heard about this, but during the Super Bowl that was held here, a group of divers collected more than 1 ton of trash and debris in and around the Gulf of Mexico. That trash was given to 14 Tampa Bay schools where students ages K through 12 turned it into art. The finished pieces are now on display at the Florida Aquarium, from plastic bottles and caps to straws and egg cartons to old shoes. Every material in the exhibit was pulled from Tampa Bay waterways. It was all brought into the aquarium, cleaned up by a lot of our staff, sorted out, made sure that everything was safe, and then sent off to various schools in the area so the kids could start building and designing projects. The 24 pieces are all aquatic themed, from sea turtles to sharks to jellyfish, and the exhibit's called A Lasting Legacy in Tampa Bay: Conservation Inspiration Through Art. Alice Habgood, who's an amateur artist at age 11, is so proud to see her art hanging on the wall. She said, "I feel like it's important. They may see this and think twice about what they're doing, what they put in the ocean, what they're not recycling." And so far, people in our area have reacted very positively. People see it as inspiring, and thousands have already been by to see it, reflect on the work. The exhibit only runs through September, so if you want to go see it, I encourage you to do so. Oh, Hanson, I forgot, you were one of the divers. How about that? So we even have one of the people who did that. I forgot, it's been a long time since January. That's awesome. I'm proud of you. Thanks for, did you make any art? No? Donated it? Yeah. That's pretty awesome. Thank you. And Karen Rode, I did not see you get a birthday pin. Isn't your birthday this week? Also on the 14th, as I recall. And you have another birthday. Can you, Jeffrey, we have... No, Linda's today. I heard Pat call her out. And Suzanne's on the 14th as well. We need to celebrate your birthdays. Look, you know, we're lucky to be alive and celebrate our birthdays, so let's just remember to honor them. Thank you. All right, let's get ready for meditation, or I may never do today's talk. That might be okay, too. We haven't done that yet. Maybe we should try that sometime.
We have like 7 people. There's a lot of birthdays. Ernest, Louis.
Oh, well, those are the following week. I have them on my following week list. Margaret. Did I say Margaret? Lewis's was the 3rd. We celebrated him when he left on vacation. Remember, we had his pin up here and we had a little head. Yeah, I don't know where you were, Lewis.
Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. real smooth and quiet. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. Oh, surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
It's difficult to even imagine saying those words without a smile on your face. Every Sunday, every day, we have the opportunity to look for the glory on the faces looking. It's a choice we make to see the good or to see the bad. So I invite you just to take a few deep breaths, relax your mind and your body. Just listen to the words I'm going to share today. Take in what seems right for you. Let go of anything else. And try not to let your mind wander. We take this time to go within that quietest place we have, the sanctuary that lives within each of us. Sometimes gets forgotten because we're so busy in our lives. But there's no better fuel for our day, every day, than to go within. Today, I surrender to the flow of life, knowing that my existence is in divine order. I release myself from the shores of limitation in order to fully experience the life I am meant to live. Although the waters of my life ahead may range from turbulent and uncharted to safe harbors of stillness, I relinquish control to uncover what is mine to experience. Surrendering is an essential step in my spiritual growth. And in order to grow, I must trust the universe I live in. Without trust in the universe we live in, there's no value in facing every single day, because we will only do so with doubt and fear. Doubt and fear prevent me from remaining open to what lies ahead. Surrendering to the flow of life's unplanned twists and turns, including our returning to Mass. I find myself fully receptive to all possibilities. It is in that natural flow that I can reach the divine plan for my life assured that I will emerge with greater insight and appreciation for my life and the world around me. I may be a co-creator in this life, but I do not have to steer. And as I willingly surrender to the flow of Spirit, I experience peace, the peace that is available to me in any given moment or situation if I would just pause, take a breath, and release. With grace and surrendering, my life unfolds with ease. And I can live in peace every day. I take this moment now to allow the sweet surrender of peace to dissolve any concerns I have in this moment. Let's take that in. Just notice how your body starts to get very relaxed when you surrender. Imagine your mind just releasing all those thoughts. The light of God shines brightly on my life. And with my mind and heart centered in peace, I come back to this moment in time, open to learning what is mine to take in today. So last week we talked about our darkest days. We talked about the difficulty in learning to trust what we already know, which is that we're going to find our way through any challenge. This week our goal is to understand the process of surrendering in those moments and not going kicking and screaming. You hear me talk about Michael Singer a lot. I happen to think he's a really great writer, and I understand what he puts out. And he wrote a book called The Surrender Experiment. And in it, he talks about his entire life. He had gone into the woods and lived in the woods thinking that's where he needed to be to surrender. And then he had this big, high-powered corporate life. And he thought those were exclusive of one another. But what he found out was that he could live both simultaneously and still feel good about his life and be at peace. He explains that you can have a successful external life, but you can be at peace and have your freedom at the same time. But it requires two things from us. The first one is being willing to remain in the seat of witness consciousness, which means being the observer of yourself. And the second one is to let go of personal preferences, personal desires, personal attachments to the outcome. So if you can be the observer in those situations, and you can let go of what your expectation is for an outcome, that's really the experience of surrendering. But none of us can do that if we don't trust the universe we live in. Now, Einstein even wrote about this, believe it or not. Einstein talked about that we either have to make a choice that we live in a friendly universe or that we live in a hostile universe, and that it's totally our choice. But if we live in a hostile universe, then we need to expect hostile experiences. If you believe you live in a friendly universe, then you are going to bring to you friendly experiences. Choosing to believe in a friendly universe means you're receptive to what is happening around you, because you believe the universe is always supporting you on your path, not out to get you. We need to practice surrendering amidst our challenges the minute they appear, so we can get out of the way. If we can get out of the way, then the universe can support us. But if we are in control and think we have to control everything, we are never going to emerge with greater growth. Always have to have things our way. Always have to have them in our time frame. Oh, that's not the vision I had. Well, what if the vision you had isn't as big as the one the universe sees for you? What if there's more to you than what you see? Emmett Fox, many of you know who he is. He is a very popular New Thought leader. But he had a really simple approach. He said, put God in everything. He wrote a book called The Golden Key. And in The Golden Key, he said this: leave the of ways and means to God, to the divine. He said the desire to want the difficulty out of our life is enough. Have the desire to want whatever's bothering you out of your life, but let the rest go. He said, this was his advice to us. I think it's really simple. Stop thinking about the difficulty, whatever it is, and think about God instead. The object, he said, is to drive the thought of the difficulty out of your consciousness and replace it with the thought of God. He calls it golden keying a situation. We can golden key whatever we're facing. He said, just get in the practice of doing one of two things. I'm going to golden key blank. I'm going to golden key COVID. I'm going to golden key my family. Whatever it is, golden key it. And he said, learn to just get in the rhythm of saying, God is, God is, God is. And eventually that starts to replace all the negative thoughts that you're having. The key is to understand this, and we all know this. Our lives reflect where we place our attention. If you do not like what's happening in your life, I want you to think about where your attention is going right now. Because we can all testify to the fact that that is how it works. Think about all the people you don't like, see more people you don't like. Think about all the people you love, see more people you love. See a friendly universe, you'll be welcomed by a friendly universe. See an angry universe, and you'll meet more angry people. It works that way. It's not. It's simple. If we take our mind off the problem and surrender control, we allow the solutions to come forward. But if we're always on the problem, where is the solution coming in the door? How many times are we complaining in a week? How many times are we recognizing how lucky we are to live in a universe that welcomes us, that will find and help us find answers? Remember, there's no magic person pulling the strings. It's all about seeing what you need to bring in, believing it first. Miracles come from the practice of placing God in the midst of situations to diffuse the negativity. You think God, you don't typically think negative unless you're still struggling with whether you believe in something greater than yourself. And that's okay. But let go of the struggle and let's see what happens. No one needs to convince you what to believe. And I'm certainly not going to try. I can just put out the information and hope you find some golden nugget that makes it easier. Charles Fillmore taught that we can be fully receptive to God's grace, that we cannot be fully receptive to God's grace until we surrender. Until we surrender, and he said, as humans, we are less trusting of releasing our control and embracing the concept of letting go and letting God because we think we know what's best for us. He's right. He was right even in the 1800s. It's still true today. He said our egos try to convince us, and this is really important to hear, so I'm going to read. Our egos try to convince us that resurrecting ourselves from our problems requires our own crucifixion and suffering first. That we innately tend to think that in order to bring ourselves out of the dark, we have to suffer first. It's just not true. It's not what was intended for us. Prayer and meditation are the way we connect to the divine. And the only other thing we have to do is be willing to surrender our experiences or memories that are not coming from a divine vibration. So in other words, all the things that you're worried about or thinking about or feeling that are not in a divine space, anger, fear, doubt, all of it needs to go. And make room for all those vibrations that are of a higher level so we can bring ourselves up a bit, empower ourselves. I know Gilda is teaching this in Course in Miracles, I'm sure of it. But in A Course in Miracles, one of the things they teach about the art of surrendering is forgetting that what we think we need. As some of you may be learning, it's about us releasing the need to control, releasing the need to control outcomes, releasing the need to have the answer, so that the solution forward. Learning to seek divine guidance and the highest good for everyone involved in every situation. Everyone involved. So that includes all the people that you're upset with that you think should be doing something other than what they're doing right now. And I'm specifically referring to COVID. The resolution to our problem may be completely different from what we envision, and it may surprise us and actually be better than anything we were thinking about. But we have to detach from the outcome in order to create space for a solution. How many times do you see people, minute a problem comes up, they've got all the answers, they're working through all the problems, they've got all the details worked out right down to the final moment. And then, boop, big surprise, that's a new thing. We got a whole nother angle on this. Because we're always trying to control instead of just going with it for a little bit and allowing it to work through us. A Course in Miracles also teaches that the solution to the problem is made available to us at the same time the problem happens. But it means that we have to start looking through that lens of love and not the lens of fear in order to surrender to what's happening. There are numerous situations in which we can choose to surrender. So one, we may need to surrender thoughts of self-attack or judgment. Many of us are not our best friends, right? We all know that. But how is that helping us in any situation to not be in ourselves? Perhaps we need to get out of our own way to be transformed in our thinking. But that means we have to look at our situation through a different lens. And we're not always willing to do that. What actually keeps us stuck in our problems is the fact that we are so attached to the way we think things have to be that we're trying to fit it all into the mold we've created. And it's not going to work. Simple as that. But if we choose to surrender, we actually allow reality to take shape on its own without our 2 cents. You know, one of my favorite things to think about when I think about surrendering is the lazy river. If you've ever gone down the lazy river in inner tube, then you know what I'm talking about. Okay? You get on the inner tube right at the opening, and you're holding on. Right? Hold on to something before you launch. Well, I don't know where this thing's going. I'm not on right? Then it takes off, and suddenly you find yourself squeezing the inner tube. But then, at some point, you just let go. You're not able to steer, really. You don't know exactly how this is going or where you're going to end up. But what you do know is that in those moments, you're letting go. I think this is very similar to our life. It's that process of getting in the lazy river. And unless you figured out where you were exiting and you're going to quick hand paddle all the way over to the edge, okay, the current is taking you. Life is taking you. And the minute you really get into it, you get out. It's not such a bad life just like that. The only option we have in those moments is to surrender to the flow of the river, the flow of the current, and trust wherever we're going. For me, that entire experience mirrors how we manage life, and it's very spiritual for me. We're always going to be faced with tough decisions. It's always going to be awkward for us at first. And sometimes we hold on too tightly. But then suddenly, no control, we're out of control, we surrender, and it all starts to move on. Surrendering is the point at which we become completely vulnerable, where we no longer resist or feel the need to be in charge. Where we become the observer, where we watch, we learn, we recognize that we will always be led to the answers without our help. Dr. Amy Johnson says that surrender literally means to stop fighting. To stop fighting with yourself, to stop fighting with the universe, to stop resisting and pushing against reality. To just stop. She says in one of her books that complete acceptance of what is, with faith that all is well, even without my input, is the best definition of surrendering. this passage from her. There is a peaceful yet focused energy that accompanies holding the intention of what I want, but not forcing myself to do it. That energy is magic. I'm still a work in progress, but I'm allowing it to become a habit instead of making it a habit. She said it takes wisdom and strength to surrender to the feeling of total helplessness, because we cannot fix it all. And for me, it boils down to two choices. We can immerse ourselves into the negative situation we're experiencing and muscle our way through as we try to control us and everything around us, or we can toss those oars in the river and let the current take us forward. It's a choice we make consciously, and we have to make it with intention. I'd like to share our takeaways for today. First one is to be an observer of our experiences and release our attachments to personal preferences or desires for how things are going to turn out. The second is to accept what is. Stop fighting. Complete acceptance is necessary to let go. Number 3, embrace the concept of the golden key. As Emmett Fox says, think about God instead of your problems. And number 4, all is great without your input. Have faith in the natural flow of the universe. Our affirmation today is, I surrender with faith and trust in God. Let's say that together. I surrender with faith and trust in God. And our quote for today is from Ash Alves, and it says, let go of your attachment to what you think should have happened. Surrender to what is and trust that you're being guided towards something more profound. Let's take that in for a moment. We give thanks for the freedom to make a choice, to choose whether we're going to muscle our way through and control, holding on tightly to the steering wheel, or whether we're just going to cruise down that river. And no matter what we pass, know that whatever we're passing is meant for us, knowing that at the end, we will be led to our highest good, regardless of how we see that. Amen. We have awesome prayer chaplains. If you have a prayer, please leave it in the prayer box for us, or write us online, or let one of us know that you need to be prayed for. We're here to support you at all times. And I'm grateful to all the people who reach out to the prayer chaplains and myself, because we have a people who have let us know how we can be useful. And I want to just turn it over now to Elliot. Couldn't say it better myself. Elliot, let go, let God. Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy. Wonderful message this morning. I really appreciate that one, because this art of surrendering is definitely something that I try and practice all the time in what I do. And I mean every note that I sing. I'm telling you, and it is spooky how much that detachment from the outcome can actually make a difference. Spooky. Anyhow, let's let go and let God. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. If we let go and let God, each and every darkness lingers on, but faith will be your altar. The world becomes a song if we let go and let God each and every day. Let go and let God. Close your eyes and pray. Let go and let God each and every day. Let go and let God. Peace will come your way. If there is a question, love is our reply. Peace is our suggestion. God is our supply. So let us keep the moments holy to satisfy our souls. God is the one and only who is in control. If we let go and let God each and every day, we let go and let God, peace will come our way. If we let go and let God each and every day, let go and let God. Close your eyes and pray. If we let go and let God each and every day, we let go and let God. Close your eyes and pray. If we let go and let God each and every day, we let go and let God. Peace will come our way. We close our eyes and pray. Peace will come our way. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you so much. All right. We're going to say our prosperity prayer. I don't know if we have the cards ready yet. They are? Where are they? Thank you for telling me that. I didn't get to see them yet. So if you've been asking, if you're one of the people who've been asking me for the prayer cards, and Luis, if you would take one to William, I'd appreciate that, because I promised him I'd get him one. So if you want one of these cards with the prayer we've been saying, they're in the back, thanks to Janet. This is a time when we don't collect money here. We don't ask you to fill a basket or ask you to pull out your wallet. We believe that if you are spiritually supported here, you're going to help us continue to do our work. So thank you to everyone who continues to help us do the work we need in this community. And let's join together now in saying our prosperity prayer. I have faith in God as my instant, constant, abundant supply and supplier. I have faith in God to open ways when to the human sense there is no way. I have faith in God to guide me in all my ways, and my health, happiness, and prosperity are assured. Thank you, God, for your abundant good now flowing forth to meet my every need. And I encourage you to say that every day. It is a wonderful prayer for surrendering. All right, Elliot, you have a song?
We've got
And-
one more song, yeah.
Yep, and I'm going to leave it to you.
That lots of people know, so you guys please feel free to join us and sing along on this one. I also want to make a quick announcement that Julie Williams is going to be back performing with us this next Sunday. And I have to apologize to Colin, who I met last week, because I told him she was going to be here today, and that was her original plan. She had to postpone her trip. So, hi, Beth. So, you guys have a little performance from Julie to look forward to next week. I just wanted to let you guys know. I was just stringing him along, I guess. So there was a time in my life thought I had to do it all by myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, you're struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go, let it all go. This is what you have to say. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, it's only up to God. There's no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. And I'm free in the Spirit. Yes, it's only up to God. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. And I'm fine in the Spirit. Yes, it's only up to God. There's no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. And I'm free in the Spirit. Yes, it's only up to God. Well, I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, it's only up to God. There's no more no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, it's only up to I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, it's only up to God. There's no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, it's only up to God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, it's only up to God. All right. Thank you. Whew. All right, let's sing the peace song while we're all standing. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as Creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony.
now let's join together in saying the prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is great. I invite you to join us in Fellowship Hall. We're not eating, but we are still socializing masked. So if you'd like to meet people, that's a great place to do it. And thank you for being here today. God bless you.